Hey guys, and welcome back to a new episode where I show you how I edit my photos. And this time we're gonna edit this into this. So here we have Carnifex and the frontman singer, or just frontman, Scott. And as you can see, it's a basic edit, like transform the purple, magenta into a more skin tone-like-ish color. And this photo I've been taking with this little magical beast, Fuji X100F. It's so much fun to see all other photographers' faces when I enter the pit with this one, especially at big festivals. It's really magnificent. Cool. So if you like this video, please leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. So, with further ado, let's just dive right into it. As you can see here, it's really purple, magenta all over the photo. I took this also with ISO 8000, so it's pretty burned out. Or maybe not too much, it's overexposure, but we're gonna fix this. Let's start with cropping the photo, because we want to remove this little guy here. You can do whatever you want. As you know, I am providing a link in the subscription to the raw file, so you can copy along or do your own versions. But remember, please tag me if you're putting it out on social medias. Okay, that was the cropping. So let's go into the basic tab, and here I want to remove some of the purple. So let's take the tint tab here and pull it all the way up to the green one. And you can see that there's some kind of skin tone color on him now, but it's still too warm, so let's pull up the temperature towards blue like this. Cool. It's the small changes. Now this was a big change, otherwise it's the small changes that makes the photo. So it's kind of burned out, so let's pull down the exposure. This, and then blacks. I always want to cooperate between exposure and blacks for the contrast feeling. Down with some shadows. We could also pull up the clarity, because we want it to be a bit sharper, like this. Maybe dehaze, so we can remove the fog a bit. We can we can check. We can press reset. See, this is what it looked before, and this is what it looks now. And it's kind of acceptable for Instagram, social medias, and we only did changes in the basic tab. I'm gonna do a few more adjustments, but this would be like a cool photo to just put out. So if we close the basic tab and go down to tone curve, and here is where I like to do all my contrast, then maybe apply some contrast in the basic tab, but I usually work in the tone curve. So let's take point curve and press medium. I'm gonna delete this, delete control point, then I'm taking this here and the bottom left, and I pull that control point a little bit up, so the photo gets a more like a faded look, kind of old school. And then I want to put on some highlights, and when I do this, I want to put on some highlights because of, not that much, because of the spotlights here. I want them to like shine brighter. I could have used the brush and painted them, but yeah, now I did it this way. Gonna use brush though, because as you can see here, his forehead is kind of overexposure, so I'm gonna paint that over and take down some highlights, maybe some exposure just to match the photo, like that. Amazing. Anyway, now we're gonna go into HSL and color, because if we check in on, there's some like, he's a bit red, a bit purple in his face. So let's go into saturation and remove some color. Maybe we could like zoom in before we're doing it. Not too much, just a little. It's like I said, it's the small changes that makes the photo. Can also pull down the orange a bit. We could probably pull up the magenta. So this is before we used saturation, and this is after. It's kind of cool. We can go into hue and we can change the red into orange. Not too much, like this. And we can change the orange a bit towards yellow-green. And then we can pull up the magenta, because that also affects the skin color. So before, after. That looks good. So now we can like press reset again, see how it looked before and how it looks now. Now it's freaking brutal. Now you can put it out on Instagram and you probably get like 100 likes, but I'm not really satisfied yet. So I want to go down to detail, and I want to remove like 10% noise, because it's shot with ISO 8000, which is incredible, but like I said, Fuji X100F is a magical beast. If I remove like 10%, what happens? It gets a bit better, I guess. So we're done with detail. We're gonna go down to effects, and I'm gonna put some vignette on, because it makes the corners a bit more dark, and I like the feeling that spotlights gives. I also think that Scott is more centered and looking way more brutal. Can we talk about how brutal Scott is live? Yeah, maybe in another video. Calibration. Like I told you in my previous videos, I have no idea what calibration does more than it's magical. And I usually experiment there, because with calibration I find more control over the colors, but just like trying out the slides, I find more skin tone colors. So we're gonna do that now. Let's take shadows and see what happens. We could zoom in on Scott here. What happens when we apply? Not much, not much, so let's leave that. But red, if we pull it to the left. Oh yeah, you see? So let's put it a bit here, and then we could also remove some. We could also pull down the saturation a bit. That was too much. My MacBook Pro is a bit slow now. It's kind of 2 years old or something like that, so I really need to buy the 16-inch, I guess. Pull up the green and see what happens after it's loaded. Come on, come on, come on. Looks cool. What happens with the blue? Oh, no, no, no. Like this. Then I want to go back to basic, because I think he's a bit too dark maybe. So let's pull up the exposure just a bit, not the shadows. So when I did this, I have to go back to the brush, press this pointer marker, and pull down some exposure to match the rest. We could also go into the brush and remove these purple areas here. Just paint it over. Make some green. Pull up the blue, yellow. And then we'll see what happens after it's... Oh wow. Computer is way too slow now. It's really working. I don't know if you can hear the fan, so I will just skip this part and say I'm done. So this is the before photo and this is the after photo. So you could see it's like really basic editing. I was practically done after I only did my adjustments in the basic tab. Then I wanted to do small adjustments just for the fun of it and to teach you. I hope I taught you something. Taught you, not thought. Taught you something. I think it's taught. Anyways, so we're done with the photo, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I promise you I won't wait 7 months until next one. So please take care and have a good day. Bye.